And now we're reading from 1 Corinthians. Love is patient, love is kind. No, wait a minute. That's the wrong speech. A recent study of 571 individuals has demonstrated that 87% of adolescent subjects with female siblings have enlarged amygdalas. No, wait. That's the wrong speech. Are you sure this is the one? All right, well, it says it here. All right, I'm going to ask for a little audience participation out here. When I say oh, you say ah. Oh! Oh! I say scream. You want to scream real loud? No, wait. That's not it either. All right, I think I got it here. All right, I think we got it. Okay, this is the one. When I first met Debra, I was 2.5 years old, and she had just come home from being born. Right away, my parents knew they had a picky girl on their hands because the first words out of her mouth were, more, and I don't wanna. I too reacted badly to the arrival of my new sister. I attempted to show my displeasure by throwing her down a flight of stairs. Shortly thereafter, I realized I had not just a sister, but a partner in crime. And Debra and I engaged in such unsavory activities like hiding in the basement so we could watch some more cartoons, and setting elaborate water traps for our next-door neighbor whose mother forbade him from getting his new clothes wet. Debra was a daddy's girl who loves the Giants, and she stood out in the freezing rain in the middle of December because, quote, if the team's out there, I want to be out there. And Debra was a girly girl who did tap and ballet and couldn't wait to play dress up with makeup, even when Mom said she was still too young. Debra was a princess looking for her Prince Charming. In high school, Debra and I made quite the team, from rustling up 30 people to go to a concert on a school night to the epic New Year's Eve party that people are still Facebooking about 10 years later. And now, in front of you, dear family and friends, I would like to sincerely apologize for the time I left you on the side of the highway of the New Jersey Turnpike for talking during the Bob Marley song. In my defense, I had just gotten my driver's license and I thought you'd be safe. I'm sorry, Deb. After she finished college at Hebrew University in Israel, Debra started to realize her lifelong dream of following in the family business and becoming a lawyer. A few weeks after she started law school, I spent 6 hours confined in a car with Debra and her 1L friends talking about torts and contracts. It was at that precise moment with Debra, my father, my grandfather, aunt, brother, and now my brother-in-law, I was never going to be able to have a conversation that doesn't involve subpoena ducis tecum, res ipsa loquitur, the guilty mind follows the bullet. Debra's take-no-prisoners approach to life served her well in law school, where she worked late into the night with her friends and now her bridesmaids, and of course their Moses dolls for good luck. Not that they needed it, but just in case they did, there was always the nights at Grace, the happiest place on earth. It would be impossible to talk about Debra without discussing her overwhelming generosity. The excesses of Debra's kindness knows no bounds. When Debra called me from Bed Bath & Beyond asking me if I needed anything, I asked her to pick me up a towel. She proceeded to arrive with 7 towels of varying shapes and sizes just to make sure I had a matching set. Debra spent her summer vacations making sure our grandfather's kitchen was well stocked, her lunch break making sure Dad's Yankee tickets were on the first base line, and her weekends coaching Ian on civil procedure. Debra loves to host her family and friends, always making sure there's always too much food for everyone. I wonder where she gets that from. As a superpowered attorney, Debra does not hesitate to use her very few days off to find the last zip car in the entire city, to race to New Jersey or Montreal in service of our family, and to solve problems and make everybody as happy as humanly possible. That, above all else, is what we admire the most about Debra. That makes our parents so proud of her, and that's what Adam fell in love with. And that brings us up to Adam. Adam, you should know that as her brothers, Ian and I have a very important job. Our job is to intercept anyone with bad intentions who comes anywhere near our sister and beat the living crap out of them. With Adam, it started off as a dinner on an otherwise ordinary Sunday night, and then another date, and then another. And then Debra called Frank frantically trying to put together a fruit basket for the Verstandics Rosh Hashanah.
Woo!
And then a trip to Passaic, and a trip to Tremblant, and then Friday night dinner. And suddenly Adam was part of our lives. At one of Debra's many Wednesday TV marathons, Ian and I decided to check in with her to see if we were going to have to perform our brotherly duty. After all, he isn't a Giants fan, yet, and he didn't even like Lost. Debra said, quote, "He's my soulmate. He's the guy I want to have Friday night dinner with for the rest of my life. He's the guy I want to make my life with." And just like that, Adam became Debra's navigator. Adam is a more perfect catch than David Tyrese. And now Adam, Debra, our princess, is your queen to be. A vision of perfection. It should be known that the first item on Debra's list for what makes her perfect match is that they come from a good family. The Verstandig family certainly exceeds that. The Verstandigs have welcomed Debra as one of their own, and on behalf of the Tereski Wasserman clan, we welcome you with open arms. It means you can always count on us, and you can always count on an invitation for coffee at 2 o'clock in the morning. When Adam asked Debra if she would be his wife, instead of saying, "I don't wanna," she said, "I do." And from this day forward, we wish the bride and groom more love, more success, more health, and more happiness for all the years to come. And this fairy tale is going to end, and they live happily ever after.